Hello, people. This is Mara Diaries. Welcome to our political segment where we're delving on unparalleled, incisive political views. I'm your host, Alan Omondi Finawa. To begin with, today we want to explore the state of politics in Masai Mara University. And I'm joined with my guests here, two gentlemen, I should say. On my immediate left, I have Peter Kibet. Peter Kibet is a student leader currently, and ably so. Thank you, Kibet, for joining us. I'm also joined by Cleveland Awino Kisero. Cleveland is not in active leadership, but is a thought leader. So we are glad to be joined by Cleveland as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming to join this show.
Thank you.
So today we want to explore the state of politics in Masai Mara University. And look, there's a lot that has been happening and a lot has continued to unfold. We have a lot going on in the university. What is your position as regards the place of politics in the university today? To begin with Cleveland.
Oh, thank you, Alan. I must say there's a lot that has gone down as we're trying to compare the university politics now and the university politics of the ancient days.
All right.
Because there was a lot of vibrancy in the ancient days than it is now.
Okay.
So maybe there's a lot that has changed, and I think there should be a lot that should be done.
Okay, so you're saying political vibrancy has sort of fell
Yeah, sure.
today
A lot.
compared to how it were initially.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Kibet.
Thank you very much. First, what we need to understand is what is politics.
All right.
And just to begin with, politics is an activity by people
All right.
for making rules, preserving rules, and also amending
Right.
in the environment where these people stay.
Okay.
Now, back here in university, politics can be influenced depending with the environment. And as I can say per now, because of the environment and the situation in the campus right now, the politics is transforming, it is changing.
For the bad or for the good?
Personally, I can say that there is a positive change.
A positive change.
There is a positive
Just
change.
as that, we'll get back to that shortly.
Thank you.
Back to you, Cleveland.
Yes.
You're saying we have lost political vibrancy, and also on account of how politics was run in the past.
Yes.
On account of history, a lot has changed since. Would that mean that there's a lot of disconnect between, say, student leadership and the feeling within the student population?
Yeah, sure. We are looking at Masai Mara, actually. So I'm in a position to confidently talk about Masai Mara than any other university.
Okay.
And as I can cite, there was no leadership when we got to this place. And then leadership has been put in place while we getting into the second or third year.
All right.
And I've never felt any difference.
Okay.
There's no total difference whether there was leadership or there wasn't. And you know why I'm saying maybe this has changed to the worst. Look at Akina Miguna in years back when they were participating actively
During
in
the
university.
clamor for constitutional
Yes,
reform.
the democracy.
Yeah.
So you see, those university students of the ancient days actually had a say in the outer political space.
Okay.
As it is compared to now. Unajua saa hizi, what people always do is like, okay, fine, we elect a leader, fine, we don't even care about what they do, we don't care whether it affects us or not. So I really think that there's a lot that has changed for the bad than for the good.
All right. Now back to Kibet. You're saying things have changed for the good.
Things have changed.
And you're in Masai Mara University.
True.
I understand you've been around fairly for quite some time.
Yeah.
But even those that are going on in the school, we have allowed people to tell our own story.
Yeah.
And there isn't as much proactivity within the student population to be able to address their own issues. Why do you think things are changing for the better?
You see, Alan, we need to understand one thing. There is a difference between politicians and leaders. Currently, you see, we need to have leaders who can think of making rules, coming up with policy in the favor of the comrade. But you see, when these people fail, the whole system is affected.
Right.
And that is why right now you will realize that there's some things that are missing. Despite the fact that, yes, student leaders are struggling to ensure that they play their part safe, but something is missing. So what we need to do is, just as I said, that environment affects the politics, the politics of the institution. Like now, if I can say, the constitution. Right now, as an institution, we don't have that constitution that we'll rely on, that will say we need to base our argument on constitution. So based on that one, we can see that there is no, our expectation is not fully met.
Yeah, right. Met. Back to you, Cleveland. Yes. There's a lot, again, that is happening even beyond Masai Mara University.
Yes, sure.
And protests, demonstrations characterizing our student politics. We understand, even from what is going on in our sister universities, other public universities. And lately we saw JQuat as an illustrious example for that matter, and how terror was visited on those students. What's your take on demonstrations, particularly as a form of expressing views politically?
Yeah, sure. Number one, demonstration is accorded for in the Constitution. You know, that is one point that we should even be glad about.
Yeah.
Because to be precise, it's Article 37 that says everyone has a right to peaceful and armed, like somebody who demonstrates peacefully, they must be unarmed, and they have a right to fidget to the authorities. Yeah. So that is provided for in the Constitution, and that should be our anchor. Mm-hmm. But you see, everything has come to change. And you've given an example of JQuat, what happened, and there was this viral video that went,
that was going around.
Yeah, that was going around, and that was not good. And when we move to Section 244, that talks about the National Police Service, that is in the Kenyan Constitution, you realize that every action that somebody does calls for a reactionary force. So that means if I'm acting in much force, then the reactionary force will be much more.
All right.
But you see that guy was just a small boy who was visited by 4 policemen.
Okay. And just at that, what for you constitutes peaceful demonstration? Okay. Because we've also had scenarios where students are pelting stones at buildings, at people who are otherwise not concerned with whatever is going on.
Yeah, sure. Peaceful, I think, is resounding. Peaceful means peace. So maybe you can find where we always go wrong as students. We also try to bring a lot of stuff that are unnecessary, like throwing stones and barricading the roads and all such stuff that really don't constitute a peaceful demonstration. Right. That is when you'll call for maybe a force to come in. But now this has become a criteria that when students are striking, there must be a force that has to drive them out. So even if they don't they throw stones, or if they don't do anything, they always just find themselves attacked, which is disgusting.
Thank you. Now back to you, Kibet, even as we get to the tail end of this.
Yes, Alan.
Currently you in active leadership as a delegate.
Yeah.
How has that impacted? How has that impacted on the kind of leadership that we have? Because that is just coming as a shift from the popular vote and not now the new model of delegate representation.
Maybe what I can say is, you see, in politics, we say that politics normally undergoes some changes. Like right now, what we're experiencing, especially in our institution and in all university, there is an introduction of what we refer to as the Parliament Act of Parliament 2012 by Adan Duale.
Right.
And the Act it outlined exactly the hierarchy, I mean the structure of the leadership in university. Like now in our case, there is what, though in the act, there is what we refer to as a laguna. Something is missing, especially when you talk about the position of the delegate in university. Like in ours, in the Act of Parliament, they have just outlined the position of the SDC. They have not give more emphasis on the position of delegate, and that is why you realize that here in Masai Mara University we are having a lot of difficulty. And maybe to inform you, like Mr. Dean of Student Masai Mara University abolished the position of delegates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that reflection. It couldn't be better said, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, your viewers, for being truly faithful. You can get in touch with our information from our YouTube channel and all our social media handles at Mara Diaries. Welcome for our next episode. Thank you.